The Clashing Conferences Podcast. Let's go.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Clashing Conferences Podcast, Baseball Edition. I am your handsome host, Project Meta, a.k.a. Italian Ice, a.k.a. the most handsome host that ever was. Matt, how you doing? It's good to see you guys. I missed you. What about you guys? How you doing, Paul? How you doing, Lewis? How you doing, Mike?
Doing good here, man.
Doing great.
Lewis, your flow is looking extra luxurious tonight.
Thank you, sir.
You got any shampoo tips for me, or?
Later.
Okay. Off screen.
Yeah, off screen, top secret.
You going to star in one of the commercials with Polamalu and Mahomes?
I would love to.
Yes, I'm waiting on my agent. He gave me a call earlier today. We were going over the contract, so we gotta discuss a few things. So we're working on it.
Get that money.
Woo! Like it. All right, before we get going on this week's episode, I do have a special announcement that I would like to make on behalf, actually, of Lewis. So next weekend, Lewis, we're going to be participating. You're going to be participating, and it sounds like the Clashing Conferences podcast might be participating in the Iron Leg, which is it supports children that are in need of prosthetics. It's going to be on Saturday, August 3rd at 7 p.m., and it will be at Millersville College Stadium. So special shout out to them. But Lewis, I'm going to give you a second to go ahead and talk about this a little more since it's near and dear to your heart, and you're the one who put it on our radar.
Cool. It's a huge special event. It's to help kids with prosthetic, those less fortunate that can't receive the proper treatments or the proper prosthetics. So this here gives a chance to, some of those older gentlemen that still want to get on the field one more time to help the young generation.
Okay.
Anybody we've ever heard of out there?
As far as what? Guys going on the field?
Maybe not. Well, not in the pads, but anybody else going to make an appearance?
There's going to be a few special guests. There's Vince Papali's going to be there, and two other guys off the top of my head. Don't remember their names, but yes.
That's awesome. How'd you get involved?
My oldest daughter, she's a cheerleader, and one of the cheerleader moms, she's involved with it. She's one of the people that organized the event. So I decided to volunteer, give them a hand.
That was awesome, a lot better than what I thought it was going to be. I thought you were going to go into all kinds of like TLC movie on us, that your daughter is a cheerleader and this one day at band camp, and now she has one arm and one leg, and you know what I mean. Had to go through the motions, but good.
Nah,
I'm just disappointed
okay.
Lewis isn't suiting up.
No, sir. Huh. I know my limits.
Well, Lewis, I'm hoping that the first annual, well, again, I think there's been a couple previously, but this will be the first one I'm involved in, but like the first ever annual Clashing Conferences podcast reunion of some variety. So we got Tony P flying out from Milwaukee. I'm going to be coming out from Massachusetts. All the other guys are going to be making their rounds from different places. So again, I think that this is going to be a great event and something that we can all put our energy behind. So I'm glad that you put it on our radar. And also, again, just being a veteran, you know what I mean? Now, again, I'm one of the lucky ones. I have all of my limbs, and I did go overseas and come back. But a lot of people aren't as fortunate. So again, what you guys are doing is somewhat near and dear to my heart. And again, helping people out, it doesn't matter what it is or how you're doing it. When you're helping people out, that's a good thing. So
cool. Thank you.
Yeah, man. All right, before I segue to whoever's coming in hot, I'm going to go over the internal competition real quick. We had a little bit of movement, and we do have a new leader. Any clue on who you think that might be?
Definitely not Mike, that's for sure.
Yeah, somehow it's the team that won one game this week. Figure that out.
Zero better than the others. So, coming in with 2 points added to his total of -1 from last week, we have Paul in first place with 1 point, ladies and gentlemen. Boone. Paul, how you feeling?
Energized.
As well you should.
Not winning on the field, but we're winning off the field. How about that?
Positively energized because you're the only person with a positive point so far. So good for you. And you were able to attain those 2 points from team home runs and strikeouts, I believe. I could be wrong. I usually am, but that was what I was informed of. In second place, still coming in strong with his number 1-0. We have Lewis.
Lewis is gonna win with 0 points.
Big
Watch.
goose egg. I like it. That might become your nickname by the end of the show, the big goose egg. So
Hey, that's fine. Goose. Top gun,
and
baby. Top
I can't believe I'm saying this again. I wish I wasn't, but you know what? Here we are. Coming in with negative 1 point. It's Mr. Negative himself, Mike Jones. Mike,
There it is.
how the hell did we end up back in this place?
It was that curse word in week 1, man. It set me back, and I haven't recovered yet.
Well, guy golly, Mike, I'm going to need you to watch your mouth, okay? Because
I'm not getting no more negative points for cursing.
guy golly,
we're on a straight and narrow from the rest of the way. Steven docked me $1 for my pay.
Pay of
0.
Golly, back to 0.
Gotta pay him $1.
Yeah.
Zooks. Well, that's the internal competition so far. And folks, we're looking at hopefully, possibly, maybe next week having our first guest on the show. We might have had one tonight. Your host might have screwed up, but we're not going to go into detail with that. So, with that said, who is coming in hot? Who's coming in hot?
Oh, is it me again?
I think it is.
Is it me and the Mets 2 weeks in a row, 3 weeks in a row? What is going on? I was told that, I missed the pre-production get-together here for tonight's episode, but I was told that I'm nominated, come in hot again. I didn't even have to take it from you guys. It's just falling in my lap because you guys can't win games right now. What's going on? The Mets won as many games this week as the Phillies and the Braves combined. We're 3-0 against the Yankees this year. We're trying to get to 4-0 here tonight. It's still looking good. It's week 3 of the podcast. It's like roughly week 7 of the Grimace effect, and the Mets are still doing it.
Hashtag 100 grimaces.
Is this what it's like to be Chris? Because all I want to do is, we lost another 2 starters, 2 good players, our second best non-injured pitcher and our second baseman. So,
and then you pick up a guy that we let go,
yeah,
and he gets injured.
I can't remember the guy's name. He said he was like an all-star. Yeah. So he was like, he's a 2-time all-star.
He got injured already since he went there yesterday or 2 days ago?
Yeah.
Was that in the minors or something?
No.
Oh, they called him right up?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was some guy we signed to a minor league. That's free money, I guess. For him, because we're just going to get somebody else again. But we were in this position 2 years ago, the exact same position. I don't think people were as hurt, but our record was the same. I might have not even had a winning record at that point. But
you guys have gotten the shaft this year on the injury bug. It literally, almost every good player on your team seems to be getting hurt, especially your pitchers.
Yeah, there's really nothing you can do. I understand with, I'm not saying there's anything about my offensive line or anything like that. There's a lot of guys in the offensive line. But, if you don't have pitching, you don't really have much to stand on. Like in NFL, if you don't have a quarterback, it's not going to work out too well.
You're not devoid of pitching either. You guys were very, very deep coming into the year. So, it's not like you got nobody. You got a Cy Young candidate still leading in Sale.
Hey, Mike.
You want to take a look at? You want to take a look at Lewis's screen? Here, I'll watch it too.
Yeah. Thank you, Paul.
Here.
You saw that?
Get out of here.
What is? Oh my gosh!
I saw
what is
it.
That? Oh,
I saw it.
My
crystal clear on your screen.
Thank you, Paul. I thought I was seeing things. All right. Hold on. There it is again.
I remember you wanting to go live on your TV screen a couple of weeks ago, and it ended up at the end of the night that my team won, and I think your teams both lost. So we'll tally them up at the end of the night instead of right now. How about that?
That's fine. Okay.
I would
I think
just
you
think
guys
that as
both
a
already lost today. Matter
Hey,
of fact, you guys
Matt, can
already
we
took
can
the
we look
L.
like any side bets out here? You know, like for points.
I am willing as host to hear out any and all ideas that you boys have.
You know, like me and Paul take the Yankees, and Mike, of course, the Mets. And if he loses, we whatever
Get one
positive
of the
points he
points that I
gets.
don't already have.
Yeah, exactly.
You
You know,
want to you want to
hey,
steal my
listen,
negative 1 point?
hey, listen. If you're so sure about your Mets, money talks, beep walks. Because I don't want to be in the negative, so that's why I beeped it out.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not going to bet you now that we're down. Wouldn't make
Why
sense.
not? The game just started. So you have no faith in the Mets. Is that what you're saying?
You want to give me +1?
I'll give you a +1.
Plus
For the
one for a
record, I'm
plus
not giving
one.
you. I'm not a
I'll,
gambler,
I'll
so
give
this ain't.
you
I'm
a
not doing
listen,
anything.
listen, Mike. I'll give you any positive points that I get. You got to give me 2.
Now you lost me.
No, yeah.
Why
Not
not?
only did you lose me, but if I understand correctly, absolutely
Why?
not.
You're
You
you're
want
so
me to
sure your
go
team's gonna
2 to
win.
1 odds on when I should be getting the 2 to 1 odds
Why? If
as far as what the
you
correct
just
odds
said the
are.
Mets, you said the Mets are 3-0 already. They're going for their 4th one. You're so positive you guys are gonna win. Come on now.
Listen, Pete Rose. Maybe we can do the side bets off air.
All right. I'm sorry. I got sidetracked. I'm sorry.
Listen, I have my
Producer
biggest
Steven was never
concern.
going to allow that.
My biggest concern is that we're going to have to go to this charity event and ask people for points for you guys at the rate that we're going. So I'm a little concerned, but if you guys want to come up with some side bets and things on or off air, yeah, I'll hear you out.
I would take a charity point right now. I'm looking forward to seeing what the second half categories are.
Okay.
Getting the wheel out.
All right.
I would give up a point if Tony P runs on the field on Saturday.
Listen, all bets are off when it comes to listen, man. Tony P is a wild man. So yeah, Lewis, I don't know what kind of entertainment these people are looking for from us, but might want to actually give us a rundown beforehand so we don't get kicked out of a charity event.
I got you. I got you.
All right, who's coming in hot, boys? Let's go. I know we heard from Mike. We heard the injury bugs biting Paul. Lewis, your team sounds like they've kind of hit the same problems that Paul's running into. What's going on?
Well, we don't have injuries. We're just not getting our calls. Like today, there was a few times where there was a ball, but it was called a strike.
Okay.
Harper wasn't too happy with it, but hey, you can't argue with the umpires. They're always right. So let's see what happens. We're trying to get back on that winning section.
You guys feel like the All-Star break hurt your teams at all? Like might have killed some momentum, or sometimes that happens. So
I would say yes for the Phillies, just for the simple fact that we had 8, 7 players make it to the All Star.
yep.
Maybe they got a little too gassed up and too excited. They wasted a little too much energy out there, and now they're trying to just recover again.
Paul?
No, we didn't have momentum going in, and so yeah, I guess we're still a little sluggish.
Okay. Let me ask you guys this, because I'm gonna draw parallels to basketball. And obviously, again, so we got the Olympics going on. You got the Celtics did just win the championship. So I like when I see my guys playing year round. I like when they're building continuity and momentum and all those types of things. But also, I worry sometimes that has the opportunity to burn them out. So again, as the All-Star break, do you guys look at it as an advantage, a disadvantage? Does it depend on the year and the team? Like, what are your thoughts with that?
I like it. I think it's an advantage if like the person I can say one person benefited from the All-Star festivities was Chris Sale. He pitched the Sunday right before, pitched well, we won, and then he got replaced after that, not for injury, and he's really the only bright spot we have on the team at the moment. So I need him not to get hurt. So I did not want him playing.
What did we give up? I should know this, but what did we give up in that trade with him? Or was that just like a salary dump? Because I feel like right now, if he was on the Red Sox, we would probably be in first place. So
I can't remember, because at the time I was like, this is going to suck. This is what the Mets do. They get these guys that are kind of already at the end of their career. Like, Scherzer and Verlander and completely put them in the ground.
Yep.
And the opposite happened.
Yep. Okay. Michael, your team has had the opposite effect with the All-Star break, so feeling good?
Yeah, I mean we're not exactly, we didn't exactly kill it last week, but we won more games than we lost, and that's all you can really hope for in baseball from week to week. You're going to lose. Even the best teams lose games. You know, it's rare that any team goes on a incredibly long streak in baseball. So you just got to win more games than you lose. As long as we can do that, I'm happy. We got our number one starter coming back this week, who hasn't pitched one pitch all year since spring training. So, you know, we're looking to add at the deadline still, I believe, is all I'm hearing. So we're not probably not going to get anything huge, I'm not expecting, but I'll just take some relief pitching, to be honest. That is all our team really terribly needs right now. And we've got some guys coming off the DL, at least one or two guys coming off the DL in the next week that should help our relief pitching. So I'm excited. I'm excited about us keep winning. Hopefully. Grimace,
Where are we
baby.
at with the trade deadline?
It is next Tuesday, the 31st. We got 1 week.
Okay.
1 week from the day of this recording, or 6 days.
And I don't know why it's necessary. The same thing happened with the NBA. I don't know why it has to come down to the last 6 hours. I'd say we just get
it's freaking crazy.
I would love to have a little of this trickling in here.
Yeah.
I mean, not everything hinges on everything else. There's stuff that if you can get it, just go get it. Just go get it.
This year it makes sense because there's just no supply yet. There's so many teams who don't really know if they're in it or not. Even with just 6 days left, there's so many teams who don't know if they're going to try to sell or buy. So they're waiting to see if they get hot here at the end or cold at the end. And even then, there's going to be way more teams that want to buy than sell. And those sellers are going to hold out to the last minute so they can get the best price.
Are there ever teams in baseball that kind of strip it down to the studs and just say, the hell with this, we're being sellers this year at basketball and things like that?
The Marlins.
Besides the Marlins, that's all they do. That's what they're notorious
the Nats did the same thing after they won. They took everybody. Ryan Zimmerman was the only player.
Yep.
They had probably over a 2 or 3 year span. They must have had 8 or 9 All-Stars total in a couple year span. And they got rid of all of them, every single one. And the only good player since then they got was Juan Soto, and they traded him. And guess what? Now he's awesome.
Nah, what did it say? He's awesome. He's okay.
I would love to have
been
Juan
pretty
I
awesome.
I would love to have Juan Soto right now. He didn't light it up on the Padres, but when he got to New York, he's been just fine.
He's all right.
I think he's in the top 5 in multiple hitting categories right now. If you look, that's pretty damn good. I'd take him, and I think we're going to.
So you'll take him over Judge?
I think we're going to. Well, no, no, I wouldn't take him over Judge, but he's not that far off either. I think he's in the same conversation as Judge.
Okay.
I'm also biased because I'm hopeful that he's going to be a Met next year.
I mean, maybe if you guys win tonight, maybe he might just see that as you know what? I want to go to the other side of town. I want to join a winning team.
Yankees still got a lot more wins than we do as far as right now. I don't know about a lot. That gap's closing too.
Well, now I know the standings have kind of been the same with Phillies in first and Braves and Mets. Where are we at now? Have the Mets kind of closed the gap on the distance between them and the Braves, or
Phillies are way out in front still. The Mets are only 2 games back of the Braves right now, but I think Lewis might be 9 up on.
I think
it was 9 up last night.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think it's less now.
Yeah, I want to say it should stay the same. We both lost
today. You guys both lost today, so
yeah.
Oh, I was just talking to you between you two.
Oh yeah, we're 11.
Oh yeah.
Are you nervous, Paul?
I mean, no, I'm not nervous. Why would I be nervous? There's nothing I can do about it. Our players keep getting hurt. There's nothing I can. I can't. It's not like we've got this guy at the free throw line to win the game, or the field goal kicker to send it into overtime, whatever it would be.
You're not nervous, but the question is then, are you saying you've given up, or you think you can hold on to this wild card spot?
Oh yeah, I just give me till next Tuesday, and I think we should be okay. And the reason, I mean, like I said, we were in the not the injury standpoint, but we had this kind of record, and we're playing this kind of ball this time 2 years ago. And that same GM went all in with putting together a bunch of guys that I wouldn't have brought in myself on paper, but he Billy Beaned it up, and it freaking worked. So, I mean, if he doesn't do that, then yes, I will be worried. If we don't make a bunch of moves, I will be worried. Right now, I can't comment because I don't know what's going to happen. In a week, it's going to be an absolute yes or an absolute no.
And we'll circle during Matt Libs too. We're going to circle back a little more to the trade talk. But Lewis, I mean, you guys have been the front runners all year. So what are you feeling like? Just stand pat, stay where you're at? Is there
No, I was watching ESPN earlier. They right now it seems like Mr. Roberts Jr. out of the White Sox. It seems like there's a lot of talks about getting him, but it seems like there's other teams involved that also want him. So I don't want an outfielder. I'd rather take some pitching, but
I'll take one.
I've been seeing a lot of Roberts to Phillies rumors.
mm-hmm. So who knows? Who knows? It might
He's
just
a
be a
good player.
distraction.
He's
No,
a very
he
good
is.
player.
He is. He's definitely a heck of a player. But I just feel like we need starting pitchers, not outfielders.
But outfielders is where you had a lot of injuries previously, correct?
No.
Okay.
Because Marsh, what was it? About maybe a month ago, Marsh went out for the first time. Everything's been into infield. Turner, Harper. So, yeah.
Okay. All right, boys. Before we wrap up the first half, you guys see the jersey, the shirt I'm wearing?
I don't know, those 20 runs that the Rockies scored?
I'm not here to talk about the Red Sox right now, sir. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Also, we're pretty close. Hey, we're only
Hey, I'm sorry.
4.5 behind the Yankees. Thank you, Michael, for helping out with that. And we're 6 out of first place. So you guys all last week, you guys were all getting real hot and bothered for the Orioles, and we're 6 games behind. So again, if they're so great and amazing, what are we?
I didn't recognize the shirt because of all those pythons. I thought this was going to be like Hulk Hogan walking into the RNC and ripping it apart.
Trump is my hero.
I don't do politics. All I can say is that when you grow up watching a wrestler for 30-something years of your life, and he's talking about the president of what is happening, I'm so confused. But no, I'm wearing my Macho Man shirt. Does anybody know why? There is a baseball connection here. I'm not just wearing it because it looks good on me. Anybody know why?
Because they wrote that song about you?
What song?
Macho Man.
Well played, sir. No, I am actually wearing this because Macho Man, Randy Savage, was a college baseball player, and he injured his good arm so bad that he was unable to play baseball anymore. So you know what this guy did? He learned how to play baseball with his opposite arm. And then when he realized he wasn't going to make it to the pros, he transitioned and started moving into wrestling because his father was a promoter in one of the indie circuits. So Macho Man Randy Savage learned how to play baseball with both arms. And I want to say he was a pitcher. Could be wrong. But if he did, very impressive, because I remember last week you guys were saying that. Anybody who can do that is in a league of their own. Yeah. So dig it, brother. All right, we're going to take halftime. We're going to come back in the second half. We're going to do Matt Libs. We're going to spin the wheel. We're going to do the normal rotation, and we'll go from there. And hopefully some of these guys have some silly, funny answers for the things I'm going to ask them. So stay tuned. Come back. Once again, hit the like, subscribe button. Tell your friends. Don't be a jerk. Be awesome. Leave us comments. Leave us questions. Don't forget the Iron Leg, August 3rd, this Saturday. It is at the Millersville College Stadium. Be there, be square. You might get to meet a handsome devil like me, Tony P. Lewis, you might get shampoo tips. Who knows? Sky's the limit. All right? See you in the second half.
Hey everyone, thanks for listening. Just a few quick reminders for everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Michael Jordan is the GOAT. And check out our fellow podcaster, Jim Montgomery, with This Day in Philly Sports History. Thank you.
And welcome back to the second half of the Clash of Conferences podcast, baseball edition. I'm your host, Macho Man Matt. Had to kick Elmo off set. He was getting a little too rowdy, so we had to send him back to Sesame Street where he belonged. But you never know what's going to happen here at a halftime Clash of Conferences. So we are going to get into the internal competition. Content manager, if you do not mind, please spin those wheels or bring them up so we can spin them. Spin that wheel, baby. Say wheel singular. There's two of them. What am I doing? All right, boys. What do we got?
So you got strikeouts. Any single player.
For a batter.
So that means that any player that has the most strikeouts will then that player or person would be deducted a point next week.
Sounds about right.
Okay.
And
not get a point.
Same thing for the pitcher.
Ooh, but that's a
positive points.
Okay.
Was it
nice
single player? No, team total.
This one's team total.
Team total.
Oh, my team's already screwed.
Paul has no pitchers, so he might be in trouble.
He's got Chris Sale going against the Mets this week.
The only positive point in the league is in jeopardy.
Chris Sale throws a good 8 strikeouts a
team
game.
Total. I'll take that.
Damn, I wish I had the Rockies today for that one.
I know.
That would have been great.
20 on 21 hits. Good Lord have mercy.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Which might scare off our ownership for making trades, which, fun. Because everybody's
what
going
happened
broke.
out there, Matt?
What happened?
Asking us what happened. Let's ask you. What happened?
I don't know. They were too much Coors and John Denver in their life. I mean, I don't know. That high altitude air.
Yeah, the high altitude probably could. They.
We're accustomed to that dirty water. We're up there in the mountains. It's not working. So
or
that fresh air.
You extended your manager by 3 years today, and the players let you know how they felt about it.
Also a possibility. Pull out the Apple Watches again. I don't care. Start banging on drums.
Did they extend them? I thought it was just they were in talks.
For Cora?
Yeah, I thought they were in talks. It wasn't for sure yet.
I would confirm that, but apparently I'm in electronics timeout.
Ooh.
But through 2027, so 3 year.
I like it. Nice. Like it.
Hopefully
I will say there's one
stealthy
thing
enough.
New England is known for. It's usually having good coaches for all 4 teams and having that continuity over not switching coaches, like changing your clothes every couple of years. That does matter. So I do like Cora. He has championship pedigree.
Most of your coaches are pretty much hated a lot too.
That's fine.
Yes.
They're also champions. That's probably a part of it,
I had to go look and see if you put any normal position players in as pitchers today, and to my surprise, I didn't even know this guy played for the Red Sox. Dom Smith, former Met, a very, very big time prospect formerly for the Mets, who was supposed to be like the next big thing for us about a decade ago. Pitched the 9th inning for you guys, a clean inning.
Hey,
3 up, 3 down.
Yeah,
look at this guy. Sign him up to pitch. He's a big first baseman.
Hey, look at that. Everything's coming up. Dom Smith?
Dom Smith, Dominic
Dom
Smith.
freaking Smith.
I love that dude.
Write
That's
that
so
name
cool.
down.
He's playing for the Red Sox.
Write that down. All right, I like it. You guys can't have him at the trade deadline. Not up for grabs.
We do need relief pitching.
We need a lot of things. We need relief pitching. We need points. we need a lot. But with that said, I think we all know what time it is. Anybody not know what time it is? Lewis, you know what time it is?
It's Pat Lives time.
Yeah, buddy. Content manager, cue that music. One. That's gonna come back and haunt somebody. No, they're quick. They're quick. Easy one goes bye-bye. So, boys, we're gonna get back to the old format. I'm gonna ask each of you 2 questions. I do have one question that I would like all of you to answer at the end. And again, also though, if you actually like one of the questions that I asked somebody else, you're more than welcome to answer. I always enjoy listening to your answers. So let's go with our leader, Mr. I have one positive point. Look at me. Oh, I have more points than everybody combined, Paul. Okay? Get one positive point, and all of a sudden you turn into somebody. So, Paul, I know you love the 90s Braves, so do I. So, if you could transport one player from any of those 90s baseball team Braves right now to your team right now, who would it be and why?
Today, I would transport literally any one of them.
That is not specific.
Literally any one of them.
What about?
I will take
It's
a
the
coked
right
up.
answer.
I will
Might
take
not
a
be a
coked
good
up Otis
answer, but it's
Nixon.
the right answer.
I'll take a coked up Otis Nixon at this point right now.
What about Gary Pendleton?
Terry Pendleton.
Terry Pendleton.
Yeah, I don't think he would. His game would be too conducive to today's game.
What about John Rocker?
John Rocker also. John Rocker also makes it up on the wall over here too. John Rocker. He would.
You don't need to elaborate. You don't need to elaborate. We're gonna keep it like John Kruk last week.
Yeah, yes. I don't know who I would. I mean, if I could get like prime Dave Justice right now, I'll take just an outfielder who can hit right now.
Okay. Well, I asked that honestly because I knew that your pitchers were going down, so I would have thought that you would have tilted towards the Maddox, Lavin, Smoltz side of things.
Oh, okay. Well, then pick one of those three for me. Try and pick one.
Oh, I'm going Maddox.
Yeah, but I was going to say the same thing. Yeah. His pitching and his stats for the strikeouts and all that is just it's like Tony Gwynn's stats on batting is what Maddox's stats are in pitching. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, if I was thinking, and to be honest, I wasn't even thinking pitcher on that. I was just looking for one of the favorite players.
Why weren't you thinking pitcher? You guys need pitching. Why weren't you think pitching?
I was trying to replace Ronald Acuna first before anything.
Listen,
but yeah, no, I mean, I would take any of them. There's like five of them that I wouldn't be able to go wrong with.
Yeah, no, I agree. And again, don't get weighed down by the constrictions of life, boys, when it comes to Mat Libs. The key to the game is imagination. So there's no wrong answer. The only wrong answer is no answer. So keep that in mind. Michael.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we've talked a lot about Grimace. I don't know what the hell your mascot is. So with that said, what's your favorite mascot of all time from baseball, past or present?
I mean, the original, you got to give some love to the San Diego Chicken. Like one of the originals.
We used to have one too. Richmond Braves had one too. We had a chicken.
Yeah.
What? We didn't have a Braves guy walking around. We had a chicken.
That's awesome.
Like there was no Braves guy whatsoever. It was a chicken.
But I mean, honestly, the best mascot in any sport is the Philly Fanatic. I got to give it to Lewis on this.
Wow.
The Philly Fanatic is, I mean, I grew up outside of Philly. I know about the Fanatic well. The Fanatic's cool, man. It was one of the first ones to be out there shooting hot dogs in the stands from his four-wheeler and riding around there, messing with the other players. Every game, the Fanatic's out there entertaining those fans, and he does an awesome job at it. And the Philly fans love the Fanatic.
I would say
best
the
mascot in sports.
The Phoenix Suns Gorilla. The Phoenix Suns Gorilla makes more money than every NBA team combined. Not each one combined, but like you name a WNBA team, and his salary is more than that entire team.
Why? Because he does the dunks, right? Is he the dunks? He's doing the dunks and everything.
Yeah, same thing with the Minnesota Timberwolves. You know, they're in the stands. They're like sliding all the way down the stands on like a sled and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Did anybody just see what happened here though, or was I the only one?
It's a mascot. It's not the team.
We just had a great move, ladies and gentlemen. Michael just gave a compliment to his tormentors. Like, are we kidding? Wow.
The Fanatic's cool, man. Philly fans suck. They don't deserve him.
Now we're getting back to baseline.
Really? You got room to talk when you traded Mr. Met for Grimace.
No. We didn't trade nobody. Nobody got traded. It's like a temporary like it's one of them girlfriend teams we talked about.
Mr. Met's waiting for Grimace in a dark alleyway. just waiting to pound them out.
I believe you. I believe you on that.
At least you didn't trade Babe Ruth.
I almost wore. Hold on, time out. We broke that curse. Who cares? What are we talking about? We got 4 championships in the last 20 years. How many do you have?
Enough.
Just like your lead right now. Un. No, you got 20 years, 94. When did you guys win against the Indians? 95?
Yeah.
Okay, so 2. You win this round. Lewis.
They were not bought and paid for. They were earned.
Listen, baby, they're not taking banners down. I don't care. You can't take back a parade.
I forgot my watch. I left my watch inside.
Mm-hmm. Let me go bang the drum real quick. We'll see if we can find it. Hold on. Anyways, Lewis, you're from Philly, so I gotta ask: did you grow up watching Boy Meets World?
I've seen a few episodes here and there. Nothing crazy, but yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna throw this question at you. I hope you can answer it. What is your favorite Boy Meets World episode?
The only one that I remember right now is, I don't know if it was Corey or what was his friend? Sean? Was it Sean?
Yep. Sean Hunter.
So one or the other, they had gotten appendicitis, and they were out of school for a while, and everybody seemed down. They thought he was dead or something like that. And Mr. Feeney came around telling everybody what happened, and then everybody was just all happy again. And
you didn't say the magic word. Topanga.
That's the only thing I remember.
Oh.
Hey.
Oh.
Hold on. I was gonna get to that part.
Okay.
Well, you're worse than Chris trying to make a point, so get to it, because everybody wanted to hear Topanga.
Well, remember, it's PG-13. I just can't jump into that right away.
I thought that this was like the opposite end of the Saved by the Bell reference last week, and I was just too old to know what the heck was going on here until Paul chimed in and knew exactly what was going on. I'm disappointing you.
All right, good answer. Mine was when the teacher, I forget his name, but that's basically who I'm trying to become now. Oh, Mr. Turner, the cool guy with the long hair and riding a motorcycle. He got in a motorcycle accident. He was banged up. Sean was looking for help. He falls in love with some cult leader. I don't know. Corey's dad checks him off the wall. It was real. Oh, it was a real pulling on my heartstrings, But luckily, Sean did not join the cult. That just so happened to be in town that day. So, they left that open-ended. But moral of the story is don't join a cult, okay? Especially in Philly. So, Paul, we're back to you. This might be one of my favorite Matt Lib cards of all time. Paul, say something nice about everybody here.
Hey, Paul, you froze, Paul.
You can start with me if you want. I know, I'll make it easy for you.
I did. I feel like Mitch. We don't want to get political, but I thought I was going to stroke out for a second here. Matt, I think you're. I'm sorry. -2 now on the points. I would.
He heard Mike.
Matt, I think you're an excellent host.
Thank you, sir. I will accept it. Thank you.
Lewis, I think I already said this before. You're obviously a better human than 90% of the BNB family.
Thank you.
So far.
Thank you.
Mike, I'm the greatest thing that's happened to you, so that's
it. This is total opposite of that statement. Total opposite of that statement. Paul wouldn't be
on Mad Libs.
alive.
I was told that there are no wrong answers. But I'm the greatest thing that's happened to you.
That is a great answer. That's awesome. See, I'm glad I asked the question. That is good. All right, we're gonna.
Hey, if I wasn't the missing piece at his wedding as the best man to be the Redskins representative, this may not have even got off the ground at all, because you weren't going to find another one.
Whoa!
Yeah, Mike's wedding. This is like the origin story of all of this. Sounds like. Am I picking? Is that correct?
Yeah, I rocked that show.
That's where Steven put this little thing together, just by guys talking sports at my wedding in a corner drinking some beers, and Steven was like, I gotta start putting you people on camera and getting some podcasts out there, and that's kind of where it all started.
That
I
is
wasn't there
awesome.
for it, but that's what they tell me.
When did you get married?
A year ago.
Okay. Mike, we're going to bring it back to baseball. Michael, you are, we danced around this earlier, but I actually had the save just for you. So you're the GM of your team. The trade deadline is coming up. What would you do with the deadline? You can do whatever you want. So you can take anybody off your team and move them for somebody that's reasonable. We're not going to do like you trade your bums for a superstar, but what would be some reasonable moves or players that you would like to see your team go out and get?
Honestly,
Go
I
back
don't
with the
want to
Philly
do anything
fanatic.
huge. I don't want to do anything huge. I would take 2 relief pitchers that I've never heard of before, as long as they're half decent.
Okay.
I'm not looking for a star. I'm not looking to trade our best prospects. We were not supposed to be trying to win this year. And I was fine with that coming in. This is kind of a really nice surprise to see the Mets getting this hot the past 2 months or so. So, I say stay the line. We're looking to be good next year and beyond, when we're going to go out and spend a bunch of money again. And I don't know. I was saying earlier I wanted Juan Soto this offseason, but since I said that, he has robbed the Mets of a home run and then hit a home run himself to put the Yankees up 2-1 in the current game right now. I'm pretty upset with him, as you could tell by my previous -1 point. So, gonna get off of that and throw it back to Matt.
Yeah, and I would say for the trade deadline, you got to be careful not to mortgage. You don't want to make long-term decisions.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All of our guys from a couple of years ago, none of them are on the team anymore. They were
Yep.
great, and they went out in a blaze of glory.
Yep.
But you're looking at one and done, or this year, the rest of this year, and next year at the max.
Yep.
Most of these deals, when you're doing the trade, the perennial all-stars with 10-year contracts, that's not when this happens.
Well, and something to consider too, like if you look at your example, Paul, where you guys made these moves, went out and got these guys, and then won the championship, the only downside is that once again, if they were a rental, their stock just went even higher, which means that it's going to cost more money to bring the band back. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things. Yeah, I agree. Like, don't mortgage the future at the trade deadline, but also, unless you think your team is good enough and you can stand pat, got to make a move here or there, right? Right?
Yes. 10-4.
Taking points away from these people. Lewis, we're going to keep a TV with you because you're from Philly, and my favorite show, it's tied right there for #1, is It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. So, favorite Always Sunny episode. I'll tell you mine if you need a moment. Mine is Charlie McDennis. It has the greatest TV character that has ever been built into TV. Season 7, Fat Mac. The man put on 80 pounds on purpose just to prove a point to television, which is usually people in TV get better looking as time goes on. He thought, wouldn't it be funny if my character looked worse? So he put on 80 pounds of fat, came in just for that season, and it's one of the greatest seasons of TV of all time. But Charlie McDennis just always makes me giggle. So,
did you say his name is Shardy?
Charty. So they took all of the characters' names because they couldn't agree on a name for the game. So they just took all the names and mushed them all together.
So it's not his real name; it's his character name.
That's no. That's the name of the game. It's called Charlie McDennis. It's for Charlie, Dennis, D, and Mac. And what they do is it's like a game of Trivial Pursuit and Monopoly and all that. But it's things like, and it has things like Monopoly, like say Community Chest or Chance, right? But then someone pulls the card and then it says, eat this entire cake. And they go, oh, that doesn't sound so bad. And they go, no. The ingredients. And then they go, oh, that sounds bad. And they go, and you got to do it in a dog cage. And then
sounds like Impractical Jokers.
Everybody look at your TVs.
What's happening? Something's happening on TV.
Look at your TVs.
What's happening?
Pete Alonso, 2-run home run. If we're going to point out the Yankees home runs, we're going to point out the Mets home runs.
Oh, 3-2.
Well, I'm sorry, I can't do that right now. I was told.
This might be the last week he's on your team, though.
Whoa!
No, we're not. That ship has sailed, Paul. You're crazy. Trust me, I'm not going to lie. I was all for trading Pete Alonso 2 months ago because we were going to trade him and then just, buy him back when he was a free agent in 3 months. It wouldn't have been a big deal. We would have got a ton of prospects for him for a 2-month rental, and we could have just bought him back. He's a hometown Met. He would have loved to have come back. It would have all worked out great. But there ain't no way we're trading him now.
Oh my goodness, hit a home run tonight. Now you don't want to get rid of him. Wow.
No, Lewis, it's not because he hit a home run tonight. It's because we won a crap load of games over the past 2 months.
I thought it was Grimace.
It is. Hashtag 100 Grimaces. Should we
Grimace
come
can't hit
dressed
a
as Grimace?
fastball.
Should we come as a Grimace to this charity event?
Whoever runs on the field should.
Ooh.
It'll hurt a lot less when you get tackled.
Mike won't do it. Mike won't do it. He's not built like that.
No, he's not.
See?
You pull a
Lewis,
hammy
your
before you
favorite
even get out of the
episode?
stands.
Yeah,
Hey,
he
listen,
would.
I'm not
Mike is
gonna
too
lie.
old.
I've never really watched It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh, all right, Lewis. I'll give you my backup standard, I guess, question I can defer to. Favorite Saturday morning cartoon show?
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Power Rangers.
Good answer. Good answer.
And the Green Ranger was my favorite Ranger. Tommy.
Yep. Anytime they turned into the White Ranger, and then he was like 5 different Rangers. Yep.
Yeah, he was also the Bad Ranger too, and you know.
Yep. Good answer. All right. This last question is for all of you guys. Again, this is just being creative, for the sake of being creative. So
Let's go.
you're all in the same division, right? If you could move your team to any other division, a la, let's put in parentheses, remember when the Patriots just beat up on all the crappy teams in their division for years and just pounded them and always got first round buys? So something along those lines, if you would like. If you could move your team to any other division, AL or NL, which one would it be and why? Paul, you can lead us off if you'd like.
I'm good where we are, mostly because they're still pretty close. I'm not trying to go West Coast for any reason. I don't know why I would want them to go to another one. We have 2 bottom dwellers, 2.5 bottom dwellers right now. That half, it was the first half of the season, but for the Mets. But so I like the competitiveness in here. I wouldn't change that for the world, unless I thought that going over to the Dodgers conference, we could we would be bigger spenders. I don't know if I want to be one of those major market teams that do that though yet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna agree with Paul. I wouldn't change my division. I would stay where we're at. We're in first place. We have we're ahead by 9 games. So I'm cool. I stay where we're at right now.
You're a prime candidate, though. I mean, obviously, we got the Mets in New York, too, but you're another prime candidate of like a team that would be interesting if it got moved to, say, the AL East. Like, you're right there. You know what I mean? You're probably closer than Toronto is, right?
Yes.
Michael? Following these guys' lead, I don't want to go nowhere, man. I love playing in this division with these teams. I love the rivalries. I've told you guys before about the, going to Mets and Phillies games over many years in Philadelphia, and just good time, good rivalry, and I wouldn't change a thing. And especially now that I'm telling you, with this ownership in place,
100 grimaces,
the
100
Mets
grimaces coming.
are a playoff perennial going forward. We are going to spend money. We are going to win a lot of games. Matter of time before we're one of the best teams in baseball for a long period of time. So I'm ready to whoop y'all's butts after all the years of whoopings that I took from both of your teams growing up.
I'd be a fan of the Mets and Philly both moving to somewhere in California. So when the big one happens and California breaks off, they're just stuck on that island.
Jeez, come on, Paul. Why did you be? How did you go so negative right away?
I could have said Canada.
Or the Queen of Mean.
I could have said. Could have said Canada.
Goodness. We had a good thing going on, and then it's like it just.
I'll tell you what
do you want me to say? That's that dumb shit, right?
Almost. Maybe. We're getting there. We're about that. We're dancing on the line. I'll tell you what I would do. First off, I would take all these dirty New York teams and I'd just put them all together. Why do you have 2 New York teams that are in 2 different conferences and divisions? That is the dumbest crap I've ever heard of. Get out of here. Atlanta, I would just throw you in Florida with the rest of all the Florida teams, and you guys can just all beat each other up because you're right there. Philly, you're interesting. I don't know. Maybe I might move you in my dirty New York conference or division. I feel like you're right there, and Philly and New York people are pretty, there's a lot of hostility, so I feel like that would be good for the competition,
Could create a whole new Subway series with the Nationals and the Orioles.
Right.
One of them would stop.
That sounds pretty cool.
One of them would stop sucking.
See? Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like a little bit of
how about the Harbor series?
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, see, something like that. That's what I'm saying. Get a little creative and imaginative.
Mr. Matt, get the MLB commissioner on there. Call him. It's a good idea right there.
He's not on my contacts list.
Bring back
no, not yours. He's on Matt's contact list. Come on now.
This guy.
Yes.
Listen, I'm just putting this out there. Your host right here, you might possibly see him on a nationally televised game show. Maybe. Just putting that out there. So stay tuned.
Whoa.
Mr. Belvin, what was that? What'd you say?
The dating game?
The dating game? Please, I should be on The Bachelor right now. Are you kidding me? I am. Come on.
Good recovery, Paul. Good recovery. I like that.
What was the first one? We're gonna get
good recovery, Paul. Good
recovery.
hide
from it. My contact is gonna send it.
I'm not saying anything. It was breaking up when he said it. I don't know.
You were gonna say something?
Trust me, if I didn't say it before, if that wasn't the dumb shit before, it was just then. I'll tell you that.
Hold on, how many points can I get if I tell you?
Ooh. I might be willing to give you a point there.
Let's just play the game.
Let's just say the game show I talked about, or the show, you would not be winning. We'll say that. You probably won't win.
All right. Well, on that note, we might actually be treading
That's definitely a dumb shit.
into the territory of that dumb shit. So, with that said, again, we're a Clash and Conferences podcast. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button. Tell your friends, tell your grandma, tell anybody. Check it out. I mean, look at us. Look at this. Look at me and Lewis's hair. Are you kidding me? This is like a shampoo commercial. Like, it doesn't get any better than that. Not only that, but we're working with charities, guys. Come out and see everybody on August 3rd, again at the Iron Leg, supporting kids in need of prosthetics. That's 7 o'clock. It's at the Millersville College Stadium. Sounds like it's going to be a great time, and it's only going to get better when me, Tony P, and the rest of the crew roll up there. Paul, I know you're disappointed you're not going to meet Tony P. We were going to have some foxy boxing, actually, between the two of you. So I guess you chickened out on this one.
45th birthday and 20th wedding anniversary the next week. So
sounds like a bunch of mumbo jumbo to me. So on that note, we're going to get out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, have a good week. Stay out of trouble. Watch baseball. See you next time.
So, Matt.